Brave souls, welcome to the shadowy corridors of WhisperWonders. Here we peel back the veil on the enigmatic and often chilling realms hidden from the everyday gaze. If this is your first venture with us, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and become a part of our community of the intrigued and the brave. Your presence breathes life into this channel, fueling our journey into the unknown. Today we delve deep into the world of cults and secret societies, a journey not for the faint of heart. Our first stop, the notorious Manson family. In the late 1960s, a figure emerged who would become synonymous with cult-driven criminality, Charles Manson. Manson, with his charismatic yet twisted persona, founded what became known as the Manson Family. This was not a family in any traditional sense, but a cult that revolved around an apocalyptic belief system concocted by Manson himself. Charles Manson moved to San Francisco during the Summer of Love in 1967, a time when the city was a magnet for the disenchanted youth. Here he began to gather his followers, primarily impressionable young women, many of whom were fleeing troubled homes. His charm and manipulative skills were profound, and he quickly established himself as a guru-type figure. Manson's philosophy was an eclectic mix of Scientology, fringe psychology, and his interpretations of the Beatles' music, particularly the song Helter Skelter. He preached that this song predicted an imminent race war, which he believed would culminate in a societal collapse. Manson promised his followers that they would emerge as the rulers of a new world order post-apocalypse. By 1969, Manson's control over his followers was absolute. It was this year that he convinced several members to carry out a series of brutal murders, most notoriously the killing of actress Sharon Tate and 4 others in her home. These murders were intended to incite the race war Manson had prophesied. The psychological manipulation at play was intense. Manson isolated his followers, breaking down their sense of individuality and instilling in them an unyielding loyalty to him. He exploited their vulnerabilities using drugs and his interpreted spiritual insights to maintain his control and push them towards violence. The Manson family's story culminated in a highly publicized trial in 1971, where Manson and several of his followers were convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. A chilling testament to the power of manipulation under a charismatic leader. From Hollywood celebrities to the wealthy elite, NXIVM lured them all. What began as a seemingly benign self-help organization spiraled into a dark, secretive society under the leadership of Keith Raniere. His charismatic yet manipulative presence convinced many to follow his teachings, blurring the lines between personal development and absolute control. NXIVM, pronounced NXIVM, positioned itself as a vehicle for personal growth and professional success. It attracted thousands, including actresses, business leaders, and the intellectually curious. On the surface, the workshops and seminars seemed designed to empower and enhance one's potential. However, beneath this facade lay a much more sinister operation. As the organization grew, so did its demands. Members were encouraged, then coerced into divulging personal secrets as part of their development. These confessions later became tools for manipulation and control. The deeper one ventured into the NXIVM structure, the more Next, we ascend to the tragic tale of Heaven's Gate. In the mid-90s, the world watched in horror as news broke of a mass suicide that claimed the lives of 39 members of the Heaven's Gate cult. This group, led by Marshall Applewhite, also known as Doe, and Bonnie Nettles, known as Ty, fused Christian tenets with peculiar alien mythology to form the core of their beliefs. Heaven's Gate taught that the earth was about to be recycled, and the only chance for survival was to leave it behind. They believed that following their strict regimen, which included renouncing worldly desires and personal attachments, would prepare their souls to board a spacecraft. They thought this spaceship would whisk them away to a higher plane of existence, which they referred to as the next level. The cult gained considerable attention in the late 90s, not only for their outlandish beliefs, but for their adept use of a burgeoning technology, the internet. Heaven's Gate was one of the first cults to use the web for recruitment and to spread their doctrine. Their online presence featured animated graphics and detailed writings on how to evolve beyond human existence, appealing to those disillusioned with the traditional religious offerings and hungry for something new, something cosmic. The culmination of their spiritual journey was tragically marked by a mass suicide in March 1997. The group members, dressed in identical black outfits with matching Nike sneakers, ingested a lethal mixture of phenobarbital and vodka and then lay down to die, hoping to leave their earthly bodies and catch a ride on a spaceship they believed was trailing the Hale-Bopp comet. This event shocked the world and highlighted the potential dangers of cultic groups, especially those that adeptly manipulate new technologies to exploit the existential curiosities and vulnerabilities of individuals. A stark reminder of how the search for meaning can lead to catastrophic ends. How does one fall prey to such extreme beliefs? It's a question that echoes through the stories of many who found themselves entangled in the web of a cult. The process is subtle, often cloaked in the guise of friendship, self-improvement, or a higher purpose. Recognizing the signs can be the first step in preventing the devastating impact of cult involvement. One of the most glaring signs is isolation. Cults often separate individuals from their family and friends, creating a controlled environment where alternative perspectives are not just discouraged, but are seen as threats. This isolation can be physical, but it's often emotional and psychological, manifesting as a siege mentality, where the outside world is portrayed as corrupt or dangerous. Then there's the presence of a charismatic leader. These individuals are adept at manipulation, often possessing an enigmatic allure that can draw people in deeply and quickly. They are typically self-appointed prophets with no legitimate authority, proclaiming revolutionary insights or secret knowledge. Their charisma isn't just magnetic, it's also a tool for control. Demands for unquestioning loyalty are another red flag. In the world of cults, critical thinking is not an asset but a threat. Members are often required to demonstrate their allegiance through financial commitments, recruitment of new members, or by participating in group rituals that reinforce a collective identity. These acts of loyalty further bind members to the group and its leader, making it increasingly difficult to leave. If you suspect someone might be under the influence of a cult, it's crucial to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. Avoid confrontations or blanket judgments, as these can reinforce the us versus them mentality that the cult has instilled. Instead, encourage open dialogue and gently challenge the ideas presented by the cult by offering alternative viewpoints and external support. Awareness is our shield against the manipulative tactics of cults. By understanding and recognizing these signs, we can protect ourselves and our loved ones from falling into such hidden traps. Stay informed, stay supportive, and most importantly, stay connected. As we step back into the light, let's carry with us the lessons learned today. In our journey through the shadows, we first explored the Manson family, a grim testament to the devastating impact of psychological manipulation. Charles Manson's twisted charisma lured followers into committing heinous crimes under the guise of an impending apocalyptic race war, revealing how dangerously persuasive a cult leader can be. Next, we delved into the deceptive allure of NXIVM. Marketed as a self-help group, it was a facade for exploitation, where manipulation was masked as mentorship. This serves as a stark reminder of how cults can operate under the veneer of legitimacy, ensnaring even the most unsuspecting individuals into their grasp. Our exploration took a cosmic turn with Heaven's Gate, a cult wrapped in the enigma of extraterrestrial salvation that led to the tragic mass suicide of 39 people. This highlighted the extreme consequences of unchecked belief systems when combined with charismatic leadership and isolation from society. The importance of awareness and education has never been more apparent. Recognizing the signs of cult influence, extreme obedience to a leader, isolation from loved ones, and a gradual reshaping of reality can be crucial steps in preventing the loss of individual autonomy. Stay curious, stay aware, and until next time, brave souls, keep wondering in the whispers of the unknown.